This drink I made is whack. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have some real exciting stuff to talk about. I feel like all of my videos start off with me being super excited about products I'm going to talk about. But I mean, it's makeup, so yeah, of course. So what I have to show you guys today are products from Ilia Cosmetics. I don't have a full face of Ilia, but what I do have, I'm going to showcase in today's video. I tried to pull out a lot of more kind of cruelty-free products because Ilia is a clean beauty brand. Now Ilia has just released 2 new products to their line. They released highlighters and bronzers. So really that's the main focus of today's video, but I am showing you a full face of makeup just because, I don't know, I wanted to, I guess. But if you guys are only interested on the highlighters and the bronzers, I will have a timestamp in the description box below, so check that out. They did release 2 bronzers and 2 highlighters. I picked up 1 of each, and I also ended up picking up their mascara. It is called the Limitless Lash Mascara, so I'll show you guys how that works. And because we are talking about Ilia products, I'll be showing you guys the Ilia foundation as well. All of this I've already tried in the past, so I have a little bit of an idea as to how I feel about these products, but I think today for sure sealed the deal as to what I think about these. So you'll just have to wait to the end of the video, or at least while I'm applying it, for you to be able to figure that out. So let's just go ahead and get into the demo. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my face, and I'm going to use this little sample that I've received from Ilia. It is the True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. It's supposed to firm, smooth, and it's infused with aloe. So let's see. Okay, so this is very liquidy. It has a little bit of a scent to it. Okay, so that actually feels really nice on the skin. It is like that serum consistency, but very thin, and it feels nice. Okay, my skin looks a little bit glowy. Alright, I don't know, we'll see. I probably have enough to use this a few more times, so I'm just gonna set it here aside. I don't know how well it's going to work with this foundation, because I am using the Ilia foundation. This is called the Super Serum Skin Tint with SPF of 40. Now, I just noticed it doesn't have the name anywhere here on the bottle, is at least not from where I can see. So I had to look it up. I have the shade Paloma, number 9, and it's described as a medium with a neutral olive undertone. So you have to shake this really, really well. And then I do apply this with my fingers. So this has a dropper, and I do use quite a bit of this. So I tried to fill up the topper and just apply it on my fingers. That was maybe about just over half of that dropper, and just start working it into the skin. So this one does look a little bit lighter. I did do a full review on this foundation, by the way. But this does look a little bit lighter upon application, and that kind of morphs into your skin tone a little bit better once it's worked in. So it's kind of pulling up. I don't know if it's never happened to me with this foundation. I actually wore it yesterday, so I'm not sure if it's because of the primer or maybe the moisturizer. I am using a different moisturizer. Huh, some things just don't work well together. Okay, let me try to salvage this. Okay, this just feels too weird with my fingers. I'm gonna try to blend it with my brush. Now I love the dewiness that this foundation gives. I'm actually a huge fan of this foundation. It doesn't give a lot of coverage. You probably already noticed that. This is honestly minimum light coverage that you get with this, but I still enjoy this foundation. I just will have to spot conceal. For my concealer, I went in with the BAREMINERALS Bareskin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I used the shade Medium for my under eyes, and then I went in with Medium Golden to spot conceal. Then to set mostly the T-zone area, I used the CHANTECAILLE Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Most of the product did go onto my T-zone, but whatever was left on the brush, I went ahead and dusted over my entire face. Then for my brows, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I have the shade Medium Brown. And then finally, to prime my eyes for today's eye look, I use the Huda Beauty Matte and Metal Melted Shadow. I use the shade Double Pump Latte, which is the matte side. So for today's eyeshadow, I brought out this other CHANTECAILLE product. I really love this little quad. This is the Hummingbird Eye Quartet, and it's the warm one. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this for a quick eye look. With my finger, I'm going to grab this shade right here. The shades are not listed here, so I'm just going to be pointing and applying. We're going to go with this all over the lid. Now I'm going to pick up this matte shade. Just mostly apply this here in the outer portion. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to start bringing it in to blend this crease. Okay, I went back into that matte shade and I'm going to run this on the bottom lash line. Alright, so I do have a mascara from Ilia that I'm really excited to share with you guys. This is really nice. I've used it a few times, but I did just pick it up during the Sephora sale. It is the Limitless Lash Mascara. This lightweight and nourishing formula is made with a blend of organic bee and carnauba waxes to weightlessly condition each lash while still keeping them lifted throughout the day. It also contains organic shea butter and fortifying arginine, which is keratin, to help boost and enhance your lashes. I am all about that. Something I find really interesting about this mascara is that the wand has two sizes, or has bristles that are two different sizes. So I hope you guys can see that. I'm not sure if the close-up I did earlier did any justice, but one end, the top end here, has short bristles, and then the bottom end has long bristles. So to get the most out of this mascara, we're supposed to use the small bristle side first to lengthen and really coat the lashes, and then use the long side to separate. So let's go ahead and do that. They're so short, you can really feel like little pricklings when you're putting it against your lash line. It doesn't hurt, but if you're sensitive to anything getting so close to your eyeball, then this might not be for you. But I like it because I feel that it's really wrapping around my lashes. Okay, so that right there is just one eye with the short side. I'm going to flip it over now and use the long bristle side. I think this we're supposed to use just mostly on the middle towards the end of the lashes. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some life to this face. I'm going to start off with highlighter, and of course, we're going to use the new Ilia highlighters. So for both the highlighters and the bronzers, they came out with 2 shades of each. These highlighters are called DayLite Highlighting Powders, and I purchased the shade Starstruck. And this one's described as a deep rose gold. The lighter one, I was afraid was going to be too light on me. I don't know, I get nervous when there's only 2 shades to select from sometimes. So I just thought maybe the darker shade would look a little bit better on me, especially now that we're hitting those warmer months. So a little bit about this highlighter. It is a clean, talc-free, finely milled powder that delivers an illuminating glow. Buttery soft textures blend easily and can create a subtle shimmer or a more dramatic highlight. The packaging of this, I really like. To me, this just screams clean beauty. It's just very simple. I love just this kind of like natural bone almost color of the packaging with the white lettering. There's just something about this packaging that I find very satisfying, and it's got a really nice size mirror in here that can be pushed all the way straight up, so I really enjoy that. Now let's go ahead and apply this to the cheekbones. Just dip straight in here I have played with this already and I find that this shade works fine for me, so I'm pretty happy with it. But it'll also definitely work on deeper skin tones. And for some reason, I guess just because it's a clean brand, I was thinking that this was going to be more of a subtle highlighter when I was first seeing pictures about it. Once I purchased it, I had read the description, so I knew it was going to be a little bit more intense than I had originally thought. But this is those type of intense highlighters that I do enjoy. I don't like them to be super ridiculously metallic-y, but if you work with a lighter hand and pick up less product, of course, you're going to end up with a more wearable highlight. I don't want to say subtle because this is not at all subtle, but I feel like this is very wearable and it gives a beautiful glow to the skin. These highlighters are also eye safe, so if you want to apply them on your lids or in the inner corner of your eyes to add some of that highlight there, you can always do so with these products. Let's go ahead and add some to the inner corner of the eyes as well. Why not? And you know what, with the same brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit on like the longer side of the brush to apply this right on the center of the lid. That looks pretty. And then whatever's left here on the brow bone. So I'm actually very happy with this highlighter. I feel like it worked really good with my skin tone. I wonder if the lighter shade would have been too light on me now. So I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not planning on getting it or anything. I'm really happy with this one, but I'm curious. The other one I think was just described as a light golden shade. However, this shade and just this highlighter, really nice. So moving on with the bronzer, it is the exact same packaging as the highlighter. Here they are side by side. I do wish there was something to differentiate the two. Maybe the packaging on the bronzer should be a little bit darker, but whatever. I mean, that's just really nitpicking. The name of the bronzer is NightLite Bronzing Powder, and like I mentioned earlier, this also only comes in 2 different shades. I picked the lighter of the two, so I went kind of opposite of what I did with the highlighters. I just opted for the lighter one because I felt like it was a little bit safer for me. So the shade I have is called Dawn In, and this one's targeted for light skin tones to medium tan. Online it says, sun-kissed with a silky soft touch, this supremely blendable matte powder is finely milled with a subtle sheen of luminous finish and a natural warmth that you can dial up in intensity for a stronger contour. So let me demo this for you guys. And that's just one application there. So I did find this to be really nice to build up. I do think one layer works pretty good on me, but again, because I'm trying to tan, you know, just a little bit, I like the option of being able to build up if I need to. My skin is looking so dewy, and I just don't like when it looks shiny here on the side, so I'm gonna probably have to powder that. But anyway, so I guess I did kind of build this up. I meant to show you guys a little bit better before I went in with another layer. But this is about 2 layers of the bronzer, and I think it looks really good. It looks very natural, and I do see how they describe that it has a sheen finish because it doesn't look super opaque on the skin. It just helps your skin look a little bit radiant with that type of finish, and especially with the foundation and the primer that I used today. I'm not sure if I like that primer with this foundation that I use, by the way, because this is such a glowy foundation and that primer is a radiant finish. I just think it's too much for me and my skin type. I do have an oily T-zone, so I may not use those together again. Next time I try out that primer, I'll probably use it with a different type of foundation. Anyway, back to the bronzer. I think it's really pretty and I just absolutely love bronzers and blushes that you can build up the intensity. The pigmentation on it are always going to be my favorite. I feel like it looks like a very seamless bronzer. So I am a really big fan of this. I guess it turns out overall I'm a huge fan of the Ilia brand and I'm excited to try out a few more things. This is pretty much all I have as far as Ilia products go. So for my blush, I'm going to use this little pebble from CHANTECAILLE. Oops, almost dropped it. It's a cheek shade in the shade Smitten. It's got a little elephant engraved. So pick a little bit of this up. So for my lips, I'm going to use this from M Cosmetics. The shade I have is Faded Clementine. And I'm not going to apply this directly onto my lips because it's quite pigmented. So I'm just going to scoop up a bit with my finger and then just start tapping it in place. Switching fingers to start kind of diffusing the color. This is a very pretty shade. Now I do want to add a little bit of gloss, so I just pulled this one out right now. This is the Kosas Wet Lip Oils, and this is in the shade Jelly, so it's just a clear kind of little gloss. I've talked about those in previous videos, but I will be doing a Kosas based video in the near future, so I'll talk about those a little bit more. But this right now I'm just going to use a little bit of to add some glossiness. Alright guys, that's it as far as today's video. This is the final look and I'm very happy with it. I feel like everything in today's video was a total hit. The only thing is the actual combination of the primer and the foundation that I used. I'm just not so sure if for my skin type it's okay to use both of them. It's a little bit too much for me, but I really liked how that serum primer felt when I first applied it, and I've been loving that foundation since I first got it. But definitely every product I am happy with, and like I said, I'm looking forward to trying out some more Ilia products. I don't think they have a lot more to select from, but if there's anything you guys think I should try out, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, and while you're there, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.